Hello, this is Fallout Freak 24 here, and in this video, I will be telling you the basics of Fallout New Vegas. First off, let's start with basic weapons and weapon types. There are 3 different weapon types. There's 1, guns, 2, melee, and 3, unarmed. First off, guns. For one thing, they are ranged weapons that can kill from medium to long range. Second of all, it's the only type of weapon that actually takes ammo. And third of all, they do pretty damn good damage depending on the weapon. Also for guns, if you want to make your shots more accurate, aim down the sight while crouched. This will stabilize your shot, making you and your gun more accurate. Second of all, melee weapons. They are very short range weapons. They take absolutely no ammo, and they work best against weak and unarmored enemies. However, there is one exception. The Ripper does very good damage and ignores all damage resistance in enemies. Now I'll be explaining unarmed. Unarmed is tricky for me to explain to you because I rarely use unarmed weapons myself. But I will tell you this now. Unarmed weapons are both the weakest and the strongest type of weapon you could ever use. They are the weakest when you're using something like your bare fists or boxing tape, which only do about 5 points of damage to an enemy. And they're at their strongest when you're using something like the ballistics fist or the paladin toaster. These are very strong because the ballistics fist sort of uses an explosion when it's using its attack, while the paladin toaster using EMP when you're going against robotic enemies. Now, mods and ammo types. I won't be telling you about them, but our good friend from Goodsprings will be.
Weapon mods are things like silencers, scopes, bigger magazines. Special ammo includes things like armor-piercing bullets, which don't hurt the target as much, but let you punch through armor easier. There's also hollow point bullets, which have the opposite effect. You can kill unarmored targets easier, but they don't do shit against armor.
Now, he's going to tell us about a thing called surplus ammo.
It's all about quantity over quality. Trouble is, you'll be cleaning and fixing your gun a lot more than usual when you use those kind of bullets.
Thank you. Now, yes, surplus ammo is useful and cheap, but it is also very damaging to your weapon, and it will make you have to repair it a lot more frequently. Now, I didn't go over energy weapon because basically the same thing in a lot of categories, except energy weapon is a lot more futuristic, and it is sort of cooler to use it. Now, what I'm going to move over to now is armor and gear, which is a lot more useful than just the gun yourself. Now, armor. There are 3 different weight classes of armor. There's light, medium, and heavy armor. Something like leather armor might be considered a light sort of armor. Something like combat armor might be considered medium. And something like big, bulky power armor might be considered heavy. Now, you might be asking, what does the weight have to do with the armor? Well, it will slow down how fast you run, and in some situations you might want to run a little faster than others. Now, the main reason anybody should ever wear any type of armor is for the damage resistance it gives. Now, damage resistance is basically how much the armor keeps you from taking damage. Now, the damage resistance in certain types of armor will vary. Like in the T-51B power armor, you will have about 25 points of damage resistance. But however, when you're wearing something like the Brahmin skin outfit, you're not going to have any whatsoever. Now, yes, you can wear certain outfits for style or something like that, but basically, this isn't a multiplayer game. You're not going to be out flashing it to people. So, basically, don't give a crap about what you look like. Give a crap about how long you're going to live. And another great thing about this game, New Vegas, instead of Fallout 3, was that in this game, if you wear the armor of a certain faction or group of people, they will actually accept you if you come into their areas. Now, here's another downside to that, though. If you wear a certain type of armor in another place where that group isn't accepted by another one, you will be attacked vigorously. They will try to kill you just because you look like them. So, constantly monitor what you look like so that you'll be accepted by one group, but not so that you don't encounter another group that will basically try to kill you. You want to avoid as much violence as you possibly can, especially in hardcore mode. Okay, now I'll be explaining hardcore mode to you. Hardcore mode is basically the ultimate test of surviving. It is where you have to take how frequently you sleep, how frequently you eat, and how frequently you actually drink into effect. If you go too long without doing one of these things, you will die of either sleep deprivation, dehydration, or starvation. Which is cool because these sort of rhyme. Well, either way, this is the hardest type of thing to do. Now, you know how Stimpaks heal you instantly. You go like, done, you got your health. Well, in this mode, it slowly gives you back your health, like a food does. So, this is for extremely talented players, like myself. And plus, the final boss, you're not going to like it if you're in hardcore mode and you have absolutely no defense whatsoever. Now, skills. Basically, what I'm asking you to do in the game is to not put all your eggs in one basket, and not to focus on a single skill. In the game, you're going to want to have a good mixture of things. And here are some things I think everybody should have a good mixture of when they're putting points on the skills. One would be lockpick. Another would be science. Medicine, you can sort of, if you want, repair, and especially speech. That is a really big one about everybody needs. And sort of focus on barter a little bit. That way, when you're playing the game, when you go to some place like the Gunrunners, you don't get totally screwed over. Well, I'm Fallout Freak 24 here, and I hope what I told you today will help you playing your new game, Fallout New Vegas.